It is what it is with Triggz and sweetness over there. Love and respect to each and every one of you who are joining us. Uncle, my man, love ya. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, so many people like trying to join and battle, and I can't battle right now. yeah. Ox 999, love you. Appreciate you. Oh my man, Mr. Britza, love, my brother. Damn. Hey, to Team Sweetness. Alright, to all the females out there, if you want to join my wife over on the other side, she's over there. But yeah, love, Superman, my man, brother. As always, love and respect to each and every one of you who's joining us right now. I apologize for the delay. I know I was supposed to go live at 7 p.m, but as you can see, I'm still dressed in my work clothes. I just got home about 15-20 minutes ago. Yeah, and I wasn't gonna go live, but Okalangi, shout out to Okalangi. I wasn't gonna go live, but I didn't want to keep delaying it. You know, I know I've delayed it for about 4 days now. So I appreciate everyone that's coming through and showing love and respect. You know, big love and respect straight back to you. As per usual, please, guys, if you can, heart me. Let's hit that algorithm. Double tap means a like. For those of you over in Team Sweetness and over here in Team Triggz, would love and appreciate if you guys could double tap, hit them likes up so it can hit the algorithm. And so,
it's not loading.
Sorry?
They're saying it's not loading.
What's not loading? My one?
Yeah, my missus said your missus live isn't loading.
Should be. It's probably from their end.
Oh no, because it's a couple of people saying it. Should I just tell them what?
What do you mean?
A couple of people saying it's not loading.
It's not loading? Up to you. Can everybody see it? They're still saying it's. Everyone on Team Sweetness, if you can hear and see us, just put a thumbs up. If you guys can see it, thumbs up.
Thank you, exactly.
It's baby's yours. 29.sweetness.
Sweetness.29.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. My wife's one is sweetness.29. Any female that wants to head over to hers, you can still hear me and see me from over there. It doesn't really matter. But we can't see her live. They said, they're over here saying they can't see your live, babe. Maybe restart it. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with her phone. Love yous. Anyway, the 1 million in 1 year challenge that I gave myself on the 30th of May last year. It's been 7 months, going on to 8 months now. 390k has been raised thanks to the love from sponsors, friends who've stuck by me through thick and thin upon my release. For those of you who don't know, I've been out of prison now for 7 months, going on to 8 months now. On the second week of my release, I made this goal to see if I could reach $1 million in 1 year, but legitimately. And so far, so good, 390k. I haven't got long to go. I don't know if I'm going to reach it or not, but I'm definitely going to try it. But as I said last week, I did have an opportunity to secure this goal because someone had offered to give me the $1 million, but they also offered me another opportunity. But this opportunity would not only help me, but it will also help my family, my friends, and also those, Anna, appreciate you, and also those that are struggling on the streets. I can take them off the streets and help them live a better life. Long story short, I chose not to take the money. I chose to take the opportunity, this lifelong opportunity is something that will never come around again. So I didn't want to let it go. And I thought if I took the big money, I would only be able to help myself. That big amount of money will quickly disappear, especially if I invested in something and it goes wrong. There it goes. But this lifelong opportunity is something that we started hitting just before Christmas. And on the 2nd of January, we went hard. And God willing, within the next 2 weeks, we'll be up and going. And then I'll be able to explain it to everyone out there. And then anyone that's been hitting me up for work and whatnot, I'll be able to help. Also, the YouTube drop for the things that I've been talking about in the last 3 to 4 weeks, those drops will be happening this week. Look forward to it because it's actually pretty cracker. Yo, celebs, Aki. And also the clothing line drop, that should be happening this week too. I really apologize. As all of you have seen, I've got the stock is here, but there's no use of me putting the stock out there if I haven't got a proper website. As you all know, people hate navigating websites that is hard to friggin' go through. Like I was going through one of the websites trying to order something the other day, and I swear it was the biggest friggin' headache trying to get to certain things that I wanted to get to. So my people that are in and amongst the websites right now is doing their best. But as soon as that's up, the clothing will be up, and everyone can go over there and purchase the merch that they desire. Before I start moving forward with what I'm about to talk about, as those of you who didn't join us, I'm not going to be talking too much on stories that I love talking about and the stories that you love, YouTubes that I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. All the stories and whatnot is now going to be done professionally and is going to be passed over to YouTube. The lives, yes, of course, my wife and I will be going live together, showing love to everyone that's been sticking by us through thick and thin. So I will never ever forget any of you. I will always make sure that I will stay in touch, and I will always make sure that I have my say, with the hope that people learn from it. Not only the younger generation, but also the parents that have been reaching out and thanking me. This is the reason why I keep going, and this is the reason why I will still keep going live. But majority of the stories will now be told professionally. As all of you guys have been seeing on YouTube and on TikTok, there's a lot of influencers now that are popping up telling jail stories, and I don't really want to be amongst it. I've come out and I've said my piece, and I've got a lot more to say, but I just don't want to be amongst all these influencers who are explaining their stories with no facts behind it, no backup, no how do I put it, no reputation behind it, and then you got people who have been to protection who are also talking on here. It's beyond me how they can even speak. And then you got people on here that I know for a fact who have been slaughtered on the battlefield, inside prison and outside here, and yet they're still talking. Then you got these other idiots who are having one-on-ones and getting bashed, yet they're talking like not only they're about it, but they're talking like they know how to educate the younger generation, and they're belittling people who are actually trying to help. So I just don't want to be a part of it, because it's just too much. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to keep up with these guys. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. Simply got on friggin' on lives in order to explain my stories with the hope that the younger generation will learn from it. But I didn't expect the adults to learn from it. Obviously because they're adults. But I was well surprised when I came across messages from parents who thanked me for helping them understand what their kids are going through, and who thanked me for helping them understand why their kids do what they do. Now, this is the reason why I'm going to be moving a lot of my stuff over to YouTube, but you will love it. Trust me, it's going to be 10 times better. Everything that you see on YouTube is going to be told professionally, and obviously you won't be hearing me umming and ahhing anymore. You won't be hearing me coughing or clearing my throat. And for those of you who thought that I had some sort of problem when I clear my throat or cough, just to let you all know, I don't have no issues. I simply just used to clear my throat because I was nervous. I know you guys think that I'm not shy, and I'm enthusiastic when I tell my stories, but the reason why I get into my story so much is because because it's the truth, you know. And when I'm telling my stories, it brings back memories, and it just hypes me up to want to show the younger generation that this life of crime or this life of gangbanging is not the one for them. You know, like this is the reason why I go out of my way to do what I do, and the reason why I put my head on show. Like I get a lot of hate on my inboxes from fake pages, but I do know that it's only 2 or 3 blokes that's creating different pages and just sending their messages. And this is one of the things that I'm going to address right now. Yeah, one of the things that I'm going to address is someone that had messaged through yesterday. I was going to post it up, his message, which is what I usually do when someone tries to throw threats at me or belittle me on fake pages. I usually post it up because I just like everybody seeing what I am going through. You know, everybody thinks that I just get on here and just tell my stories with the hope that you guys learn from it. But people don't understand that I cop a lot of flack from minimal people, yeah? These little haters who sit at home, nothing to do, and they create these fake pages and they have the nerve to send the most belittling messages. So this flop that sent through a message yesterday, he said, he goes, all my fake social media stories will soon be revealed because I will be locked up before the end of this year. This is what this bloke said to me, yeah? And then he wrote, I am gonna slap you with the word of God and Jesus until you understand what the real meaning of change is. All right. So when he said this through, I was like, I'm willing to cop that on the chin. Like it's his opinion, yeah? Fair enough. I'm willing to be slapped with the word of God and Jesus because, you know, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus wholeheartedly. So yeah, by all means, if that's what you're going to slap me with, do it. It is what it is, you know. So I didn't mind when this guy threw his weight around and sent me that message, you know. But when he got to the part where he said, I'm going to get locked up before the end of the year because he believes that the stories I'm telling are fake. That's when it got a bit annoying, you know. I was like, come on, bro. Like, there's so much evidence that I've put forward on what I've been through. Not one person has got arrested from what I've said. Not one person has hated on what I've said. And the people that I've told stories about have actually reached out and thanked me for telling their story because they didn't realize that their story could help educate the younger generation. And one of the biggest names that reached out, it was unexpected from myself. I only told the story because I believe that he was the type of guy that went out of his way to make sure he made an everlasting statement. All right, so if he came at you gang-wise, you would know about it, yeah. And that's the reason why I told his story, and I didn't think anything of backlash or something like that because I'm very close with him, and what I had said on my live is something that will never incriminate him and never will come back and bite him in the ass, you know. He told me these stories, and before I left Supermax, I explained to him that this is what I was going to do when I got out because I said to him, everybody needs to hear your story, bro. Trust me. I'm a nobody compared to who you are. Even though you've been locked up for over 20 years, everybody still remembers your name. So I just need to explain a little bit of your story because the younger generation need to learn from it, you know. And he reached out when he heard about my story that I told of him. And mate, this is why I keep going, you know, is because he was like, bro, whatever you want to say about me and my crew, he goes, I give you full permission, bro. I didn't realize you were going to get out and use it to your advantage in order to help educate the younger generation. He goes, I honestly thought you were trying to make money off my name, you know. And when he heard what I was doing, he gave me his full support. So to this person who sent this message through, and I know it's just some hater sitting behind his computer or sitting behind his phone, but what you guys obviously know is a lot of the time when messages like that come through, it does hit you hard, like you get upset. I don't really get upset when I see messages like that because I know it's just fake pages and flops who are just sending it through. But when I saw that message, it kind of got me a bit upset because I was like, bro, if you're listening to my message and if you're listening to my lives, then obviously you know that I'm doing this for a reason, and I'm not trying to glorify gang life. I'm not trying to glorify crime. I'm simply just telling my story with the hope that people learn from it, yeah? But obviously this guy has his own opinion. And the worst thing that he wrote, yesterday was when he said, and once you're locked up, he said, I'm going to be your wife's new baby daddy. Oh, bro. I was like, oh, mate, this guy, he targeted those, he targeted that spot that gets any husband upset, any man that has a wife would obviously skits out, and this is not the first time I've received a message like this, yeah. I've received this message probably 4 or 5 times, so obviously it's probably the same person because when my people read through the messages, the same way they speak, the same way they text, the same vocabulary, it's the same person, I don't mind. Like it's TikTok, social media. You have to put up with the bad, not just accept the good. So you have to put up with the bad as well. And I'm happy to put up with the bad. But yeah, just seeing how he wrote that he will slap me with the word of God and Jesus, and I will get locked up before the end of this year. And then as soon as I get locked up, he's gonna be my wife's new baby daddy. It's like cracked me up, I was like, all right, sweet, like we'll see who's gonna last in this game, because I explained to him when I wrote him a message, and I said to him, bro, how about you just go get yourself a life, and stop creating fake pages, going out of your way to belittle not just me but other people. Obviously this person has fun doing it because everything that he wrote was a joke, I ended up just blocking him. I didn't block him. The last 3 times he wrote stupid things to me, I didn't block him. It just made me laugh because he followed me back. He followed me. And I actually don't follow him, but he follows me. And I'm like, bro, this bloke, he full follows me. And then he just fucking throws me under the bus, And he said all this stuff. Yeah, he still wants to follow everything that I do, and he chases me around like I'm a little mouse, He's like a cat who doesn't give up, But I blocked this bloke, and I'm just gonna move forward and show this guy that he's wrong, I'm gonna show this guy that I don't need to show this guy that the stories I'm telling is real. I don't need to say that whatsoever. The only thing I need to show this guy is that Tommy, love and respect, Tommy, I appreciate you. Well, the only thing I need to show this guy is that I'm real, and when I say real, I'm not talking about gang-related rubbish, yeah? When I say real, I'm talking about I'm going to be a real husband. I'm going to be a real dad. I'm going to be a real son. I'm going to be a real brother. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be a real uncle. So this is the real that I'm targeting. This is the real that I'm focusing on. I'm not talking about real on the streets. I'm no longer caring about that type of rubbish anymore. And anyone that dares to test me, by all means, just because I'm on the path of change, it doesn't mean I'm not going to defend myself. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, oh, what happens if someone comes attacking me with a machete? What happens if someone hits my sister? What happens if my husband attacks me again? And I say the same thing to all of them. I'm not trying to be a role model. So if these things are happening to you, defend yourself, because the most important thing in life is your health and your well-being, and if the courts rule against you, then that's the courts. But I promise you, when you're sitting before God on the day of judgment, He is the person that's going to know the truth, because He's the person that lights up the dark. No one can hide from their evil deeds. No one can hide their evil rubbish that's going through their head. Everything that you do and everything that you think, God will know about it. So by all means, defend yourself and do what you need to do, not only for yourself, but for your family. Tommy, my man, I love you and I appreciate you. Moving along, love and respect to everyone. I can see 76,000 likes already in the last freaking 10 minutes. So I appreciate you guys. Please keep double tapping, pump those likes up so I can hit the algorithm. And for any of you who haven't sent me your heart me, send me that. And over to Sweetness, please send her your heart me's and double tap on her as well. Love and respect you guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to be talking about a friend of mine right now that I was very close to. When he got out of prison, I know that he's watching my live right now with a fake page. But when he got out of prison, he didn't reach out. And I spoke about him last week, but I don't say his name because I didn't want to belittle him, But I tell this story because I want the younger generation to understand that friends come and go, Friends are only there for the good times, and as soon as you're going through your darkest of days, your friends are quick to to disappear. And it's not just your friends, even your family members and those that you consider family. They will also be quick to disappear as soon as you're going through your darkest of days. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this friend of mine is because he's one of my boys. Yes, we were both bloodline. He obviously joined a lot later on because bloodline was established back in 2002. And so he knows a lot about everything, when it comes to the ainga, to the family. And when I say family, I'm talking about the gang-related family that we were both involved in, all right? Now, the reason why I have to explain the story about this guy is because he was a loner when I first met him, He was doing his own thing. He was trying to join the rebel bikie gang, and he was always fighting with screws, And when I met him, I never really paid attention to who he was and what he did, even though he came there and he was telling everyone he had bashed a screw. He had king hit a screw and the screw went tumbling down the stairs, And I think he was a bit shocked that none of me and my boys were, were cheering him on for hitting an officer down the stairs. This guy obviously didn't realize that my guys and I have been dealing with violence our whole lives. So hitting an officer down the stairs is nothing out of the ordinary to us because we've done things that are 10 times worse. All right, so we did our training at Naura and we trained in big groups, and my thing was I would go and just train on my own, and then little by little, everyone will start joining the training that I'm doing, and they'll just follow suit. I would never ever call. I stopped training sessions after the incident in 2016. So I used to train the whole Islander yard when I started taking care of all the Islanders up at Goulburn. And after the incident in 2016 with a gang called OC, I never ever called a training session again for anyone. I would go and train on my own, and anyone who wanted to join, I would say, yeah, by all means, up to you. And a lot of people that know me from prison know that I go hard when it came to prison training, And when I was at Naura, I did my same routine. I wouldn't call anyone for training. I'll just walk straight over to the wall, and I'll start stretching up. After my stretches, I'll walk straight over to the chin-up bar, and bang, I'll start my training session. Lost the fight, and he got dropped, but I turned it around and in his favor, and I did that because I considered him someone that was my friend because he trained with us. And then after that, that's when he asked to join Bloodline, and the boys ended up recruiting him. And from that day forth, he was very, very loyal, and he never ever strayed away from his loyalty. But I did know he had an undercover drug habit, and he always used to hide it from me. And I knew that he was taking drugs, but I just kept my mouth shut because it was none of my business. All I used to do is I used to give talks to the boys, and I used to give them that brotherly advice. Boys, while you're in prison, this is your time right now to change. If you're on drugs, this is your time right now to get off drugs. If you got kids, this is your time right now to perfect the way you're going to be a father once you're released. If you got a missus outside, this is your time right now to figure out strategies so that when you get out, you're going to be the best partner or the best husband. And these are the types of talks that I used to have with my guys. It was never ever gang related talks unless someone dared to step on our toes. Then obviously we're a possible way to attack this bloke. Now, this friend of mine, he ended up moving along and to other prisons, and obviously he started attacking our those that we considered our haters. And appreciate you guys, thank you very much. And he did his due diligence. He went for his walk. For those of you who don't know what a walk is in Bloodline, it means it's your initiation. So you have to walk onto enemy territory by yourself, and you have to survive. That's the initiation if you wanted to be a Bloodline member. And he did his walk as well as everyone else, and that's how he became family. Now, I had someone today who asked me to my face, is there a lot of Bloodline Islanders, And I said, from when I was rolling with them 24/7, there was, but there was more of the other nationalities, not really Islanders. And he was really shocked because he was like, I thought there was more Islanders. And I said, nah. I go, when I was rolling with a crew called BNS in Juvie, that was 99% were Islanders, But Bloodline, it's mixed, and Islanders isn't the majority. Now, moving along, me and this friend of mine ended up at Wellington together. I got out of Supermax, went to Wellington, and he was there. And obviously our relationship had built from the day that he joined Bloodline. And then we did the same thing. We trained up a storm. Everyone joined in, even Aboriginal boys who weren't gang related. They just wanted to join in because they were like, man, we love the way that you guys stick together. And then when we got out, we both got out around about the same time. And he reached out, caught up with him, and then I brought him on board with everything that we were doing. And I said to him, look, right now I'm trying to establish everything legitimate so we can move forward in life. I go, we got to try and steer away from all the illegal stuff that we did in the past, because trust me, we don't want to end up back in prison. I'm too old, and I want to start a family. I haven't even got a family, And everyone was on board with my plan, and my plan was to legitimize everything that we do. And I didn't know that he wasn't happy with the plan that I had put forth because he wanted to party. He apparently thought that being in Bloodline means you soldier on inside prison, and when you get out, you get to party, have fun with the girls. Lucy, appreciate you. Lingerie parties. Taking drugs with the boys. I think he assumed that when we got released, it was gonna be like bikies, where you're straight into gang-related stuff, and it's all about partying, having fun, and making sure that that women bow down to us. And he was shocked because when he came with me, we were 24/7 in work mode. And he couldn't handle it, like every day was there was a time that everyone had to catch up, and then the meetings had to happen. And when the meetings happened, you had to make sure that you were there at the meetings. Obviously, because a lot of things that we were doing were debt collecting and truck haulaging, promotions for events, stuff like that. And all these different things that we did it together so that we could make money together. And not much money was coming through when we first started. And I said to the boys, I go, look, you just have to be patient, you know. I go, if you try to push it, trust me, we're going to get locked back up. We've got to try to freaking stay focused because we've got a lot of network when we come together. And everyone's just got to make sure that we're all on the same page. And now I told all the boys, during the weekends is this time that we split up and everyone go their own way and enjoy the family time. And I freaking explained time and time again that staying away from drugs is important. And if you have a habit on alcohol and gambling, then reach out and we can help. I didn't realize that this guy was sick and tired of it, so of what I was saying. So behind my back, he went and started partying and taking drugs all night and doing what he had to do. But this guy, he had an ankle bracelet, yeah? And now the ankle bracelet gives your position away. Now, to all you idiots out there that have bracelets, ankle bracelets on you, if you think that the police don't know where you are, if you think that the police are just letting you do whatever you want, you better think again. They monitor your ankle bracelets, yeah? They know where you go and they know what you're doing. And don't be surprised if your ankle bracelet has got a bug in it so they can hear everything you say. You know, I know a lot of guys, I've only been out for 7 months, yeah? And I've met a few guys who had ankle bracelets and they start talking about illegal things while they got their ankle bracelets on. And I'm like, bro, are you guys stupid? Anyway, he had his ankle bracelet on. This is the guy that I'm talking about, yeah? The guy that used to be my friend. And he went to the city and started taking drugs and started partying all night, yeah? And then his parole rang in the morning and said, we know where you were last night, because he had a curfew. He was supposed to be home early. And then that's when he went on the run. And when he went on the run, he cut his ankle bracelet on, obviously, so they can't see where he is. And I gave him the biggest lecture when he called through. And I said to him, bro, why? Like, you had everything. We gave you everything you wanted. You had money. You know, you just bought a car. And you still wanted to go party. Like, how did you not grow the F up from everything that I taught you from inside prison to out here? Right? How can you still act like a kid brain, yeah? And these lectures, when I was giving it to him over the phone, I go, look, I'm there for you through thick and thin. I go, but you're on the run from the police now. And what am I going to do? I can't help you, you know, because I'm going to breach my parole, you know. And he's like, no, I don't need you to help me. I just wanted to let you know, I apologize for partying, you know, and I'm going to get locked back up also, you know. I said, all right, look, do what you got to do and just keep me updated. He ended up getting caught. He went inside prison, and when he went inside prison, I stayed in touch with his sister, and I told him, do not call me, do not friggin' speak to me about anything. I'll organize everything for you so you live well, yeah? Behind my back, he went and called one of the boys, that's one of our own boys, and he told him, 1, 2, 3, I need you to do this for me, and the brother, he said that I was the one who said it can happen. So this brother went out of his way to help him, and he ended up getting caught, and he got arrested, yeah? And they ended up letting me go because it was something small. But my point is, he's not patient. Like this guy, he'll just keep doing what he's doing as long as he's happy. That's all that matters. He doesn't care about anyone else but himself. Yeah, that's the reason why he did what he did. And now I didn't think nothing of it because he was over there with all the boys at Wellington, and obviously they were all enjoying each other's time. And then out of the blues, the boys started sending me messages saying, hey, what's wrong with him? Like, he's a bit distant, you know? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I said, Or is he upset that I'm not visiting him? I can't visit, I'm on parole. Is he upset that I'm not doing anything for him? I go, right, he put himself in there. What do you want me to do? Go above and beyond to try to freaking take care of you when you put yourself inside there? I go, mate, I'm helping my wife, I'm helping my parents, I'm helping my family, and I'm trying to do everything for the boys out here. I already did everything for him. He got himself locked up, so he can freaking help himself. And when he gets out, everything that I gave him will be out here waiting for him. You know what I mean? And the boys are like, I don't know, so he's a bit different. I think he's on drugs or something, you know. Astia, thank you very much. And I said, oh, you know what? Just keep an eye on him. Just make sure he's all right. You know, as long as he's all right, that's all that matters. And when I used to speak to his sister, it used to be all respect. Yeah. I'll just tell her, send my brother my love, and if he needs anything, let me know. And just tell him I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to build and establish something legit for all the boys to come out to, you know, because I want all the boys to make some changes in their lives, you know. This is the type of person I am. I can just move forward now. I don't freaking need anyone in my life that's inside prison. I can move on with my life and be happy. I've got my wife, I've got my first son on the way, and I've got my parents, who are sick. But thank God I'm outside, because I'm able to spend as much time as I can with them until God calls upon them. You know what I mean? And with him being the person that he is, something had happened inside prison. I don't know what, but he started turning, yeah, and the boys sent me messages, and I was like, look, just leave it. When he gets outside, I'll speak to him, and it's no issue. At the end of the day, the brother is one of the boys, and we got to look after him. Whether he's up or down, we take care of him. Alana, appreciate you. Now, he gets outside, and he doesn't call me. And I'm like, why isn't he calling me? Like, he's out, you know. I thought, fuck, maybe this guy does have an issue. Like, I wonder what it is, you know. I mean, maybe he is upset that I didn't do anything for him. And I was like, what the frig was I supposed to do for him? Like, you got yourself locked up, and it wasn't even long. I knew that he was only going to do 4 to 6 months. There was nothing. His parole was finishing, not even 6 months. I think it was about 4 months. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't think nothing of it, and so a few boys reached out and said, hey, did you know he was out? I said, yeah, I know he's out. But then out of nowhere, a post went up last week, I think on Wednesday, and then it went up again on Thursday, and then it went out again on Friday. And then girls started sending me screenshots, and he was putting my name on these songs, and he was calling me a snitch, and he was like calling me names. And I was like, what did I do wrong to this guy? You know, so I know that he's watching my live right now on a fake page, and I'm simply gonna say it how it is. I don't know what I did wrong to you. If you're upset about no one friggin' doing anything for you when you were locked up for a shitty 2-3 months, like, what's wrong with you? We gave you everything when you were outside. You were working with us 24/7. You got yourself locked up, and then you expect. This is what this younger generation is like today. All they do is fucking complain, yeah? The amount of things that the parents do for their kids, the amount of ridiculous things that I've seen since I've been out for the last 7 months. Like, who the hell ever thought that year 6 formal was a thing? I didn't even know this was a thing. I got out of prison, and I seen all these parents organizing Rolls Royces, organizing motorbikes, organizing Lamborghinis, you know. And then I had my nephew reach out to me, and my nephew was like, "Oh, I was wondering if you could organize a Lamborghini for my wife's little brother for year 6 formal." And I was like, year 6 formal? I said, what the heck? Is this a thing now? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, year 12 formal. That's 100% should be something. Year 10 formal, I didn't think much of it, but year 12 is a must, because, you know, you've completed your education with honors, you know what I mean? But when I heard year 6, I was like, what the frig is this? And parents were going out of their way to freaking dress their year 6 kid up and make sure that they looked top notch, like they were rich, or made them look like they were not from the hood, you know. And I was like, you know, listen to me. There is nothing wrong with it, yeah? What I'm trying to explain to all of you guys is the fact that this generation today, like, they have no brains whatsoever. Like, they don't think about all the things that their parents do for them, yeah? All the things that their guardians do for them. They actually, yo, Batman, love and appreciate you, thank you very much. The younger generation today are very, very ungrateful, yeah? Like, for the fact that that parents are going out of their way to do year 6 formals, I'm gonna tell it straight. Right, if my son asks me for a year 6 formal limousine or freaking Rolls Royce, I'm gonna tell him, yeah, right, in your ass. Okay, right, you finish year 6, I'm gonna give you a kiss on the cheek and finish year 12, then you can get your Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? Okay, there's no way I'm gonna freaking get involved in this year 6 rubbish because they haven't even grown their freaking brain cells yet. You know what I mean? And if you treat your kids with this type of luxury when they finish their year 6, they're gonna keep expecting it. But like I said, I'm not belittling any of the parents that do it. I'm actually showing you guys love and praise, yeah, because I can't believe how much parents today are doing for their kids. I know that all of yous haven't got much money, and I know all of yous are still going out of your way to make sure your kids look good in the year 6 formal, year 10 formal, year 12 formal. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. You know, my love and respect is to all the parents out there. But the younger generation, like my friggin' mate, who I took care of, are very, very friggin' ungrateful, yeah? Like, the amount of shit that I did for this guy, and then he's got the nerve to post up that stuff last week. I was full shocked. I was like, bro, what the hell did I do wrong to this kid? You know, like, I respected his sister. I respected his family. I stayed in touch. I sent a message, if you need money or anything, just reach out to me. But his family, when I was inside prison, always took care of him. Like, out of all the boys, he was the one that was getting $100 buy-ups every week. A lot of the boys couldn't afford to buy food because their parents didn't have much money, but he did. He's a white boy. He's an Aussie. So obviously, sorry guys, I just got to do this puzzle. Yeah. So obviously, he was living well inside prison. You know what I mean? And when I saw these posts that he put up, I thought, you know what? I have to freaking speak about this. Yeah. The reason why I have to speak about this person is because he's someone that I considered family. Yeah, I brought him into my family's home. I brought him into my home. You know, I said to him he could sleep at my house. My house was his house. You know, his blood was my blood. You know, like, this is how I treated him. And then because of drugs, he turned on me. You know what I mean? He's gone and thrown me under the bus and put up all these posts about my name. And over what? Is it that bad? Like, did I do something that bad to deserve that? Is it you know, like, what the hell have I done so bad to deserve that? You know, on him. You know, I've never laid a hand on him. I've always been a gentleman and I've always tried my best, you know. The amount of people that he's met before me have treated him like shit. The amount of people that he's met before me has never done anything for him. This guy actually thinks that I'm a little kid because of the way that I treated him. It was like I never treated him like I was his boss. I never treated him like I demanded loyalty from him. You know, I'm always, the way I am on social media is the way I am with my boys, is the way I am with my family. If I'm gonna be straight, I'm gonna be straight. If I'm gonna have a joke, I'm gonna have a joke. But when it comes to my boys, I'm always giving them brotherly advice. That was the one thing that I always gave to them. So see, when I get on social media and I try to educate the younger generation, I tell them, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Yeah, I'm just telling you my story with the hope that you guys learn from it. But when it comes to my boys, I tell them what to do. So listen, this is how it is. If you take drugs, you're out. If you freaking want to be two faces towards the boys, you're out. I don't put up with rubbish when it comes to the boys. Back when I was going hard as a gang-related person, I laid down specific rules, and everyone had to follow through with those rules. But I wasn't the type of person that if you don't follow the rules, I'm going to attack you. Nah, I was the type of person that if you had an issue with what I was saying, or if you don't follow the simple instructions, then walk away. At least I know now I've got one stupid leech and one stupid idiot out of my circle. This is the same as girls. When I had girls coming my way, I never ever stressed over girls. I never ever tried to chase them, yeah? My thing was, if a girl is loyal, then cool. I'm going to be loyal straight back to you. But if you want to friggin' play these little kid brain games, then go for a walk. Because I'm telling you, there's a million girls in this world that I can speak to. I'm not about to friggin' do what these boys do, where they put girls so much on a pedestal that they want to bash other guys' heads in for them, or they want to ill-K for them. Like I said it last time on my other lives, to the females and the males. If your partner is not treating you the way you want to be treated, then move on. Don't fight for them. Don't try to argue with them. Just kick them to the curb and move on. I don't care if you're a male or a female. This is Triggz' simple instruction to you guys. If you have an issue with someone that you're with, then move on. Trust me, you're gonna find someone that will love and respect you the way you want them to. The way that you deserve. Now, with this guy that I considered family, he's gone and done this, and that's why I'm on social media talking about him and explaining to the younger generation, the guys who are closest to you, these people who you consider family, are the ones that will turn around and throw you under the bus. I've done everything for this bloke, and I know you're watching me right now, and you know what I'm saying is the truth, yeah? And like I said, I'm not gonna go hunting for him. I'm not gonna go friggin' exposing his name so everybody can know how much of a bitch he is, or know how much of a two-faced person he is. No, I'm not about to do that. I'm simply just telling you guys this story because I need the younger generation to understand, the young adults as well, that if you live this type of life, yeah, these are the type of people you're going to bump into. You know what I mean? People who will take advantage of you, people who will take your kindness for weakness, people who will come into your life and take all the positive and then friggin' throw you under the bus. This is what this person has done for me. This is how I feel right now that this person has been, because all the lessons that I taught him, he's just flushed it down the toilet. All the hard work that my heart poured into him has all been thrown under the bus. Over what? What the F did I do? I don't know what I did to deserve what happened last week, yeah? At the end of the day, I'm only telling this story, guys, because I want you guys to understand that this is what happens when you live in the gang-related life or the criminal life, yeah? Those closest to you will be the first to turn on you. You think that I'm joking, but I'm actually telling you friggin' facts, yeah? Like, there's so many stories that I can tell you about that just happened in the last friggin' 2 weeks. Stories that I'm about to... that will be told on my YouTube channel, yeah? But these stories consist of gangs that were considered alliances, gangs that were considered untouchable, ruthless, loyal to the bitter end. And guess what? Within 2 seconds, they switched up and turned on each other. And now there's no stopping the inevitable. At any day could be their last. Because why? Because now everyone's trying to watch their back. Everyone's trying to be the king of the yard. Everyone's trying to be the king of the streets. Everyone's freaking getting on social media, throwing their weight around. Everyone's trying to send discreet messages, trying to be what's that movie where they put little things on the wall and then you got to try to figure out what the message is. I forget what the name of the movie is, but that's what all these gangs are doing now, That's the reason why I keep telling you, younger generation out there, do you want to be the biggest gangster? Do you want to be the most ruthless gangster in friggin' on the streets? Or do you want to be Portelli? Yeah? Does everybody here know who Portelli is? Yeah? You know, that guy that does all the giveaways and stuff? All right, that's what I'm saying to you guys right now. Do you want to be the biggest gangster on the streets? Do you want to be the biggest criminal on the streets? Or do you want to be a Portelli? I'm telling you right now, if I could be Portelli, I'll be Portelli. F the friggin' reputation on the streets, because I'm telling you, there you go. Everyone here is writing they want to be Adrian Portelli, yeah? And I'm telling you right now, it's something that you have to understand. Just because you're down and out right now, just because you're living a life where you can't make ends meet, it doesn't mean you can't be an Adrian Portelli. I keep telling you guys time and time again, stop hanging around the friggin' people you're hanging around if you're not elevating. The only way you're going to elevate and scale is if you change your circle. If you move out of your circle, you're gonna start moving up slowly. And yeah, it's slow, but at the end of the day, at least you're moving. If you're gonna stay in your little shitty group, then you're gonna be the same person for the rest of your life. And I'm telling you right now, my goal in life is to become an Adrian Portelli. No, Adrian Portelli is not someone that I look up to, but I give him props, because he's someone that came from nothing and made something of himself, and now he's giving back to the communities. Yeah, so the person that I do look up to is my mom. The person that I considered someone that I could look up to was Michael Jordan. All right, and if you guys don't understand why I look up to Michael Jordan, let me explain it to you. You got LeBron James. He's the NBA superstar of today. You got Michael Jordan. He's the NBA superstar of back in the 90s, yeah? Now, there's a big difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a gentleman. Michael Jordan, he was the type who fought for his team. He was always loyal. He never moved on from them, because he wanted to prove that he could be a champion, through thick and thin, yeah? Now, there was times that Michael Jordan could have said, you know what, I'm going to leave my team and I'm going to go to another team. And they would have paid him the amount of money that he wanted, because he was the biggest NBA star of the 90s. But guess what? He didn't move on. When times were tough, he stuck it out. When times were tough, he lifted up his team, and he showed what loyalty was, and with that loyalty, his team scaled, and I think they won about 5 or 6 championships, yeah? With LeBron James, every time he had a bad season, boom, he will jump to another team. Bad season, jump to another team. Every time he have a bad game, he'll throw the basketball down and be a sook. This is the younger generation today. Every time they got nothing going for themselves, they chuck the ball on the ground and they be a sook, yeah? The generation today, very, very ungrateful. And I've got to explain to you guys out there who are of this generation, I'm not trying to belittle you guys, yeah? All I'm trying to say is, I come from an era of hardship. I come from an era where a 9-to-5 job was something our parents did to make sure that we lived well. Even though I didn't get what I wanted as a kid, I had I didn't have Nutella sandwiches. I didn't have orange juice boxes going to school. I had Islander food that I didn't want to eat at school because I was too ashamed, yeah? And I don't know why I'm a bloody freak. I was bloody ashamed, but that's the way I was. And to this day, I regret being ashamed of my Pacific Islander food. You know, I started stealing because I wanted to live well, and it's something that I did, and it's the reason why I'm trying to teach you younger generation, because that era that I came from was an era of hardship. Yeah, our parents couldn't afford to give us fancy year 6 friggin' formals. Our parents couldn't even afford to give us fancy year 10 formals. Yeah, and kids used to rock up by walking to the formal. There was none of these friggin' limousines, Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, motorbikes. Bro, I seen about friggin' 50 motorbikes driving to a primary school last year. It's like, I promise you, I'm not even exaggerating, about 50 motorbikes, yeah? Loud as, they're freaking coming in. And then there was a year 6 kid, and I was like, bro, you did all that? What, to show what? That your kid's a gangster? Or did you do that to show that your kid is the king of friggin' the primary school? Seriously, like when I watched these things, it was cringe, yeah. But then I thought back to myself, you know what? I'll give props to that parent who came with all those motorbikes, you know, because this is the era where kids are so ungrateful, yet the parents are still willing to go above and beyond to make sure that their kid fits in. I think that's what it's about. I honestly think that's what it's about. The parents these days, they can't afford to do these things for their kids, but they don't want their kids to be left behind. So they do these things so their kids can fit in. Yeah? And this is what I mean. Like the era that I came from is the era of hard work, yeah? Even though I didn't do the hard work, but I seen my parents do the hard work. And when I see the younger generation today and I talk to you, all I want to say is trust me. You know, the life that I lead, you don't need to live this life. Jody, I appreciate you. You don't need to live the life that I live. Use me as a freaking example. I've done all the dirty work, so you can use me as an example. I wasted over 20 years of my life. Did 3.5 years my first lagging. Did 10 years my second lagging. Then I did 7 years on my third lagging, yeah? So what's that? 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20.5 years. And I didn't even count the years that I did in juvie, all right? So all this time that I've wasted in my life, yeah, doesn't make me a freaking gangster. Doesn't make me the man. No, it makes me a freaking idiot, all right? Because why? My parents, they went above and beyond to make sure that I came to Australia to find a better life. And how did I repay them? I repaid them by becoming a criminal, you know? So to all you youngsters out there, you know, please understand, I'm not trying to belittle any of you guys. All I'm trying to say is, you know, your parents come from an era of hardship. The best thing that you can do is to try to help them, you know? And if you can't help them, then the best thing you can do is try to be better than them. This is something that I always say to people that I cross paths with. When they try to praise me for my training, they try to praise me for my build, or they try to praise me because I'm the type of person that goes above and beyond, and I'm always going on missions to make sure I elevate and scale. I always say the same thing to them, yeah? And this is what I always say to them. Don't try to be like me. Be better than me. This is something that I'm going to teach my son. I'm going to tell my son, I don't care if I become a multimillionaire. I don't care if I make $1 billion. I'm going to tell my son, do not try to be like me. I want you to be better than me. Because if you're better than me, then our family is going to elevate. Our family is going to scale. You know, this is something that that I've always wanted to explain to the younger generation. But obviously, being on social media, I can't talk to you guys and have conversations because the freaking chat is too fast for me, you know, when I'm trying to read it, so I can't keep up. So I just tell my story with the hope that you guys learn from it. But yeah, so to my friend out there, Jarvin, love and appreciate you, bro. So to my friend out there, to the guy out there that used to be my friend who put up all that stuff last week, I'm gonna say this: grow up and start being the man that your parents want you to be, yeah? I don't know what I did wrong to you, but I'm happy to cop it on the chin. And I hope that you learned something from what I have just said. And trust me, bro, I don't want you following in my footsteps, trying to be a changed man. I don't want you trying to look at me as someone that you can strive to be. Nah. Don't worry about me. I'm a nobody. You know, I'm a has-been on the streets, and now I'm just somebody that's trying to make a change, yeah? All I'm going to say to you is keep doing you, and I hope for the best that you that you reach the goals that you're going to reach. But if you keep doing what you're doing, like the belittling you were doing last week, if you keep walking that path of taking drugs, trust me, bro, you're going to end up in and out for the rest of your life. Because right now, when you enter back in prison, you will never have any more friends in my circle. Everyone that you considered a brother or family in my circle no longer back you up when you walk into prison. So remember that. everyone that you made enemies with inside prison is going to be gunning for you. And everyone that considered you family will no longer back you when you walk inside prison. So I think the best thing for you to do is start a family and move on with your life. Leave this criminal and gang rubbish behind because you're not about it, all right? And when I say you're not about it, I'm not saying that you're not someone that can go to war. I know you can go to war. I know you're willing to freaking go above and beyond. What I'm saying is, when I say you're not about it, is you know nothing about loyalty. All right. Before I move forward, guys, I'm gonna ask you again. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna freaking give you guys big love and respect because 185,000 likes in the last hour. Should 100% be freaking given props. So my love and respects to everyone that's been tapping up the likes and to everyone that's joining me tonight. I know you are used to seeing me in Triggz gears, but I finished work. That's the reason why I'm looking like this. And if you wanna hear a funny story, so see this camera here. So I got a camera right here, yeah, which is my wife's live, and then I got a camera here faced directly to me, which is my live. Now, I used to see this crap on TV when I was inside prison. And it's where people would have like a shirt or a collared shirt or a jumper on, whatever. Yeah. But underneath the table, they had no pants on, all right? And I always used to laugh about it. And I used to think, man, I would never do anything that stupid. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm on video call or if I'm going live. No one would ever catch me doing that. That's so stupid, you know what I mean? What do you mean? I set up the camera for my wife. I set up my freaking camera, yeah? And I had taken off my pants and I had thrown it because it was hot. So I was only wearing my undies and I was wearing my shirt. Me not thinking about what I used to see on TV, yeah? So the table is here, right here in front of me. And I got my wife's live facing directly to me, yeah? And now I got my clean cut shirt on, but I had taken my pants off and I had thrown it, all right? And I had this camera in front of me, so I was looking at it, and I was saying to my wife, "Yeah, looks good." I'll go, and you got to sit here because so your chat can see you and me, so they can hear what I'm saying, you know. And my wife said, "Yeah, that's good, that's good." I'm sitting here drinking my water, and I'm trying to think like, all right, how am I going to start this live? What am I going to say? All right, I got to do the usual, thanks. And then, as I was talking, I turned my head, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked, and if you guys can see right there, you can see my pants here. So when I was looking at my camera, I actually saw myself with no pants. Bro, I swear to you, I was sitting here looking at me and I wasn't focusing on my wife's camera. And if I had gone live at that moment, everyone from my wife's live would have seen me with no pants on. Oh, bro. And mind you, I was pulling my undies up, so you would have been able to see my whole leg. I was pulling my undies up, and I was just rubbing my leg like this, yeah? And that's the reason why I was rubbing my leg. Listen, I turned to the side, and I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And my wife goes, "What happened?" I go, "Bro, you can freaking see my undies. Look, you can see I don't have any pants on over there." And my wife was in stitches. she couldn't stop laughing. That's the reason why we took so long to go live, is because we were both laughing at the fact that my whole wife's camera could see that I had no pants on, bro. So yeah, food for thought, everyone. If you're gonna have a camera, make sure that you got pants on, yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah. Long story short, I ran back over there to where my pants was, and I put it on, and then I came back and went live. Hey, who said, "Can you show us?" Oh, mate. Hey, moving on from the guy that I was just talking about. I had a very, very important meeting today, yeah, and obviously, you can see I was dressed for this meeting. And now I went to this meeting, and before I went to this meeting, I went to see a friend of mine, yeah? He's not involved in the gang world anymore. He left the gang world about 10 years ago, all right? Now, I've asked my friend for permission to tell this story, and he was a bit worried, but he said to me, you know what, I've listened to all your stories, and yeah, please just make sure don't say my name, but yeah, tell the story, because I too believe that the younger generation need to hear this story. So what happened was I went and sat with my mate today, and he's been out of the gang life for over 10 years now, yeah? And when I sat with him, he was explaining to me that he had a big opportunity. And now this big opportunity that he has was to make millions of dollars from drugs. All right, so he was offered a drug run. And I said to him, what do you mean by a drug run? He said, look, there's drugs that's been offered to me, and I was thinking of jumping on board because I know I can make a couple of million within the next couple of months. And I was like, far out. I said, what are you going to do? He goes, nah, that's why I asked to see you. He goes, you know, I love you, and I always take your advice on board, you know, and I just wanted to hear your advice on what I should do. And I go, bro, why are you asking me for my advice for? You're a freaking grown man. He goes, nah, also, please, like, man, this is an opportunity that won't come around again. And I said to him, bro, I'm going to stop you right there, yeah? First of all, that's not an opportunity that won't come around again. That opportunity is there every single day. I said, you know the opportunity that I got with work? And he said, yeah. I go, that's an opportunity that will never come around again. It's legit and it's big money, yeah? You just have to work hard to get to that stage. But this opportunity of having a large amount of drugs dropped into your hand, I go, bro, trust me, Uzo. It comes around every single freaking day. Now, you got to weigh up your profits and the risk that you're taking, you know. When you're going to get involved in the gang life again, you have to remember your past. You were locked up for 4 years, yeah? And what were you locked up for 4 years for? You were locked up for drugs, right? He goes, yeah. And I said, guess what will happen when you go back in, if you get back in for drugs? Guess what will happen? He goes, I'm going to get longer. That's right. And I said, you're not going to get double, so you're going to get triple. I go, because the amount that you're talking to me about, I go, bro, you're going to be sitting in there for the next 18 years or so if you get caught with that. And I said, how many kids have you got? He said, 3. I said, so you want to risk your freedom to make a couple of million, yeah? He goes, yeah, also. And I said, all right, don't listen to me. Do what you got to do, yeah? Go and make your millions. But let me ask you something. If you get caught, what are you going to say to your kids? I go, how old's your oldest kid? He goes, 15. I said, what are you going to say to your 15-year-old kid? I go, I don't know. So, you know, like, bro, it's just hard, you know. Like, I've been out of the game for over 10 years, and I want to be able to freaking make some proper money. Like, man, because I'm freaking down and out, you know. Steven Setsu, love and respect my Uso. And I said to him, Uso, you know the last 10 years that you've stayed out of the gang life, yeah? He goes, yeah. And I said, have you been happy? And he goes, yeah, also I've been happy. And I said, have you been at peace? Yeah, also I've been at peace. And I said, so why are you trying to get back into it? Well, if you get back into it, what's it going to bring you? Because it's going to bring me more stress. And I said, if you make that couple of million, is it going to make you happy? He goes, also, it's not going to make me happy, but it's going to pay my bills. I go, all right, but if you get caught, what's going to happen? I goes, I won't be able to look after my parents. And I said, so why are you asking me for fucking my advice? He goes, what do you mean, Uso? And I said, you got all the answers. You're answering your own freaking questions. Why are you asking me for my advice when you got all the answers? And he's like, oh, fuck, I don't know, Uso. I said, Uso, don't worry about what I got to say. You already know. You're a grown man, Uso. You just said, ask me questions and you answered it yourself, bro. If you know that this is not the right thing to do, if you know that you're going to get triple the sentence you got last time, then why are you willing to take the risk? You know? Well, I swear to you guys, he sat there and then freaking, I don't know what the hell, this guy's a strong man. You're like, bro, he's a boxer. He's done cage fighting. And mate, when I looked at him, bro, his eyes whirled up. It was like he was about to shed a tear, you know. And then he looked at me, and then he just burst, you know. He goes, also straight out.
Thank you.
I'm fucking sick and tired of this life, bro. Like that. Sick and tired of what life? He goes, like, being broke also. And you know when he said that, this is what made me remember everything that the younger generation was sending me. You know, all my inboxes, it's filled with messages from younger generation saying to me, I can't live the life also. I love what you're saying, but I can't live the life. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. I want to make money, you know. And then you got some of these younger generations like, also, I want to be like you because I see you driving around in G-Wagons. But when I came out and I explained that I don't have like luxury car, it belongs to my friends and they lend it to me because I'm a good guy, that's when they realized, yeah. But when my mate was saying to me that I'm sick and tired of being broke, it made me realize, wow, this is what all the younger generation were freaking saying to me. And now I understand, like, they've gotten to that point where they don't give a F about their life anymore, you know. And when I was trying to think, I have to say the right thing, I have to say the right thing. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Because if I went and said the wrong thing to my mate, that's it. Maybe lives could have been taken tomorrow, you know. Next week could have been his last day on the outside. He would have been locked up. I don't know. But for some reason, I don't know what it was. But when at that very moment, I was saying to myself, please, God, tell me something good to say. Tell me something good to say. I said, God, tell me something good to say. I don't know what to say to this bloke, you know. And I don't know, something popped in my head when his eyes were whirling up and he started going off. And when I say going off, he was like swearing so loud that boys were listening in, yeah. From that boys that he had brought started listening in. And people on at the cafe started turning around because he was going on. I'm sick and tired of being broke also. Sick and tired arguing with my missus. F this shit, bro. I don't give a damn. This, that. And I was like, wow. So I sat there for 15 minutes copying all these guys' verbal abuse, yeah. Because he was saying to me, like, you're lucky, so you get out here and you got all these guys willing to give you what you want, give you what you need, you know. Like, you can sit up there on your pedestal. And he goes, but what about me? He goes, I've been loyal, I've been reliable, I've been sincere. What do I got? Jack shit, you know. After everything I've did for everyone just freaking throws me under the bus. I've been living this family life. I've been doing the right thing. And what have I got out of it? Nothing. Just freaking headaches up there. I was like, whoa. Far out. God, give me something good to say. Give me something good to say. Give me something good to say. I don't know what to say to this bloke. I don't know what to say to this bloke. You know? And I felt his frustration because this is how I used to be when I was young, yeah? I didn't give a F about anyone or anything. And then I don't know, for some reason, this thing popped in my head and it just blurted out of my mouth. And I said to him, Uzo, do you have anything that you're willing to die for? Like, right now? And he goes, what do you mean, Uzo? I said, like, just right now, where you're standing right there. Is there anything right now in your life that you're willing to die for? And he goes, yeah, Uzo, my wife and my kids. And I go, all right. So if you're willing to die for your wife and your kids, then why are you taking the risk to do this when you might get locked up for it? I swear to you, when I said this to him, he sat there quietly and he looked at me and he said, fuck, F you, so, bro, F you, bro. He goes, far out. I swear to you, you did that on purpose. You made me go off and then you say that to me. You set me up. Right? I didn't even set him up. I didn't even know. I wasn't trying to be Mr. Wise. I wasn't trying to be Mr. Smart. It actually just popped in my head when he said it. I wasn't trying to be the big brother who comforts you and tells you what you want to hear. And then he started going off about you set me up. You set me up. And I said, also, I wasn't trying to set you up. I was just saying what I was thinking, you know. And I thought, bro, if you have something you're willing to die for, you know, then that means you're fit to live. And I thought to myself, also, there's one freaking quote that I remember from back in the days, yeah? It was from Martin Luther King Jr. And it says, if you are not fit, if you don't have something you're willing to die for, then you are not fit to live. Now, when I was saying to myself, please God, give me something good to say, give me something good to say, that popped in my head. I didn't realize it was something that Martin Luther King Jr. had quoted, but I had quickly said it to him. Do you have something you're willing to die for? And as soon as he said yes, I said to him, and also that means you're fit to live. Wait, if you're saying you're willing to die for your family, then do what you got to do for your family also. I'm not saying do what you got to do as in go and freaking commit these crimes with the hope that you're going to make it. Also, I'm saying to you, this is what you're willing to die for. Are you going to do the right thing by them, or are you going to do the wrong thing by them? And he's like, fuck. Also, straight out, I love ya. He goes, but I'm not going to freaking sit here and do your head in with my rubbish. Bro, I'm going to go home. I'm going to freaking take care of my wife and kids. And if I'm freaking broke, I'm going to be freaking broke. And if you're rich, I'm going to fucking come to you and ask you for a loan. This is how this brother is. Like, he's straight down the line, So he said to me, all right then, I'm not going to freaking do anything stupid. I'm going to go home and look after my wife and kids. And if you get rich, you better freaking give me a loan. So yeah, I know you're watching right now, Vaiusu, and trust me, Vaiusu, what I said to you today, I said it out of love. I know you have the potential to make millions of dollars, but trust me, Vaiusu, if there's that little friggin' thing in your head that's nudging you, trust me, Vaiusu, that's God. That's God saying to you, mate, I'm here. Talk to me. You know what I mean? Talk to God, Vaiusu. When you're feeling down and out, the only person that's going to be truly sincere to you is God. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this trying to be the Mr. Mormon or Mr. Christian or Mr. High and Mighty. I'm only saying this to you because honestly, when I was sitting inside prison during my darkest of days, I had no one to talk to because they wouldn't give me freaking phone calls. Yeah, inside Supermax, you get one phone call a week. And if you miss that phone call, you don't get a phone call at all. So the only person that I really had someone that I could talk to that I knew would be sincere was God. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying to you. So, when you're feeling down and out, of course I'm here. But God will never leave your side. Get down on your freaking knees and pray also, because I'm telling you, He has all the answers. And if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to end up freaking reaching and executing the goals that you want. Don't be like these fools who chuck a sook as soon as things are not going their way. Think of your blessings, Vaiusu. What is your blessings? You got a beautiful wife, and you got your children there who love you dearly. Those are the blessings that that you need to cherish. Moving on from Vaiusu, I love ya. But moving on from this also, I have to explain my meeting that I went to, which is why I'm dressed like this. Yeah. We were both locked up. He did about 18 years, and I served 7 years. But I was with this brother, so I've been in twice. He did 18 years, and I went in twice. So I did 10 years, and then I did 7 years in prison. All right, these were my last 2 leggings. And when I met him in 2012, he was a gentleman, kind-hearted person, but he had a very, very big name in his community. I'm not gonna say what nation. He's Asian, but I'm not gonna explain to you anything about him or his name. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. We reached our goal. Love yous. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, the goal gifts. Now, the reason why I don't want to explain too much about this guy is because he's changed his life completely. Yeah. Now I sat with this brother. This guy's got a massive name, and when I tell you about big names, this guy is not a name that is well known. Yeah, but he's been on TV shows like Underbelly. He's known throughout all the Underworld, but he's known for being a gentleman who doesn't talk to anyone, and he never throws his weight around, and he never shows off with what he has. Yeah. When I was in prison, he's always trying to help people, and I remember for my sister's 21st birthday, he came over to me and he said, I want to pay for your sister's 21st birthday. So he paid for all these Asian food and stuff to get sent to my sister's 21st birthday, looked after her like he was my brother. to cut a long story short, when I went and met up with him today, I explained the story. See the story that I just explained to you guys? I explained this story to him, and I said to him, brother, I just met with a close brother of mine, and man, he was looking at doing this big job. And I said, I wasn't trying to talk him out of it. I was just trying to say to him, like, bro, you haven't been in trouble for over 10 years. You seriously going to take that risk, you know? Anyway, he turned around to me, this brother of mine, and he said to me, Pete, let's not worry about your friend, yeah? Let's worry about you. I said, what do you mean worry about me? He said, look, I know that the police have been, harassing you a lot, you know, in the last couple of months. He goes, what's going on there? Why are they harassing you? What are you doing? What are you getting up to? I said, brother, I'm not getting up to anything. I said to him, bro, I have an FPO order, you know, firearms prohibition order, FPO order, and they can search me whenever they want, wherever I'm at, you know. So I don't care because I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'm more than happy for them to search me, you know. And he said to me, I understand that also, but, you know, you do have to remember you have a son coming. You know, you have a wife that loves you, a wife that stuck by you through thick and thin, through all those years, 17 years that she stuck by you. You can't friggin' throw it down the toilet just for notoriety or for money. And I said, also, like, what are you saying, you know? And he goes, look, I know that you got opportunities as well in the underworld. I know a lot of people have been reaching out to you and asking you if you want to do certain things, yeah? And he goes, that's probably why the cops are knocking at your door. And I said, nah, it's not, you know? He goes, no, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying maybe, you know? He goes, I don't know, but I'm just saying maybe. And I said, all right. And he said to me, also, look at me. He goes, there's plenty of opportunity, you know, in the legit world. And I said, I already know that. That's why I'm going above and beyond, trying to legitimize myself. Yeah, he goes, but also, he goes, you have to legitimize yourself completely. So pretty much what my mate explained to me, yeah, and mind you, this guy's a big gangster, yeah. When I say big gangster, like, he's quiet, but he was someone that made big noise in the underworld in Melbourne and in Sydney. And when I was inside, all the old Asian men used to cook food for him, out of love and respect, yeah. Not because they were trying to get anything off him. They were literally out of respect. They would cook for him. A lot of boys inside prison, Asian boys that were inside prison, they would go above and beyond for him, you know. And I didn't realize that how much of a somebody he was until a situation occurred. And this situation was with the Lebanese boys and the Islander boys. So we went out to the Oval, and the Lebanese boys and the Islander boys were about to go to war, yeah? Everyone had sheaves. Everyone was talking about, yeah, this is what's going to happen. We're going to go to war. We get outside into the Oval, and got the Lebanese boys standing on the other side, got the Islanders standing on this side. And everyone was waiting for it to erupt, yeah? And as I was standing there waiting for this situation to erupt, I felt like someone was at my side. And when I turned, it was my Asian mate. And I said, bro, what are you doing here? And he said to me, I'm here to back you up. But he's very quiet. Remember, I told you he's the gentleman, yeah? And I go to me, what do you mean back me up? I go, you don't need to be a part of this. This is our thing. You don't need to be a part of it, you know, please. And he goes, no. He goes, you're my brother, you're my family. If you go, I go. It's all good. And I was like, what, bro? You don't need to be here because he's small, yeah? That's when I realized that this guy was a somebody. It's because old men who were like 50 years old had followed him out, knowing full well that he was coming to back me up, and they all came out to back him up. So when I turned my head, there was all these Asians lining up, including old men, when he walked over to me, and they were all there to back him up because he was backing me up. So that's how much of a somebody this guy is, yeah? Now, when I was sitting with him today, this is something that I wanted to share with all of you guys, especially the young adults and younger generation, yeah? When I sat with him today, remember, guys, this guy's a big gangster. And when I say big, like, he's very well known in the underworld, but the media don't know about him. The media have no idea of how big this guy's name is, yeah? That's the reason why I'm not mentioning his name. But let me tell you something. What he said to me hit me hard, yeah? When I was sitting with him today, he said to me, also, see me right now? I go, yeah. He goes, I'm working 9 to 5 job. I've never done that in my life. And he goes, the expenses today, he goes, is ridiculous. He goes, I can't seem to work my way around it. He goes, I have to see parole. I have to see psychologists. I have to work a 9 to 5 job. And he goes, I have a kid on the way. But far out, it's very hard to navigate life when it comes to all these obligations. Yeah, he goes, I feel like I'm broke every week. And I said, far out. I think this guy is about to ask me to get involved in something that's criminal, But guess what? After he said all that, he goes, but guess what, Pete? I go, what? I'm happy. I said, what? He goes, I'm happy. I'm broke, but I'm happy. He said, I will never, ever, ever get myself involved in anything again. So I'm asking you, Pete, please, if there's anything that you're thinking of bringing to my table, if there's anything that you're trying to hint to me, don't. Because I love you and I'll back you all the way. But my brother, I'm out. Because I don't want nothing to do with that life anymore. Bro, remember how that guy before him started tearing up? That's how I felt. My eyes were like going to water because I was like, bro, this guy's got a massive name in the underworld. If he makes one phone call, he can get whatever he wants. Like when he started telling me that I need to change my life completely, I couldn't do nothing except hug him, I said, bro, I love you, brother. And I said to him, when I went live a couple of months ago, I actually said this. A real brother is someone that won't drag you down with their rubbish. A real brother is someone that will tell you, bro, you know what? This is not the right thing to do. I think we need to freaking turn our lives around. That's a real brother, yeah? A lot of younger generation think a real brother is someone that will back you all the way, whether you're in the wrong or in the right. Now, this is something that I'm very well known for on the streets and inside prison. If my boys are in the wrong, I'm going to make sure I fix that wrong. If my boys are in the right, bro, we're going to war. I don't care. If we're in the right, we're going to war. But if you're in the wrong, mate, I will make sure I fix that wrong. But with the brother today that I met, after hearing what he said, bro, it hit me hard. Because I'm on here talking to all of you younger generation, yeah, and I'm trying to make a change myself. Like I told you guys, I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm still learning myself, yeah. I'm still trying to navigate the changes that I've made. But this brother has changed completely, yeah. So when that guy said to me on his message, I'm going to slap God and Jesus' word into you, it didn't faze me because it is something that I need, I need to be slapped so hard that I understand that my life has to be changed completely, not half-hearted, yeah? And mind you, I'm not being half-hearted. Like I am making the changes that I need to make, and the brother's right. He's not wrong. I have had a lot of offers from a lot of people to get involved in things again. And mind you, I've knocked all of it back only because I know that I have my son coming and I have a wife and parents to look after. But listening to this brother, honestly, it hit me hard. Because this brother, when he spoke with passion, yeah? And he said to me, Uso, when you were inside prison, yeah? How many of your friends were outside spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on gambling? And I said, pretty much most of them. Yeah, let me tell you something, Uso. All my friends were spending millions of dollars on gambling. Guess what, Uso? I go, what? When I was inside prison, not one of them went and saw my parents and not one of them offered to send me $1. I said, really? He goes, yeah, not one also. He goes, did you ever see me get on the phone and ask anyone for money? I said, nah. Only person I heard you call is your parents. your dad and your siblings. And he's like, that's right, Uzo. He goes, because I'm not going to ask for anything. I did everything for everyone. And he goes, so when I sat in prison, I waited for someone to do something for me. And he goes, and out of everyone that I did something for, he goes, there was probably only 3 or 4 people that went out of their way for me. And out of those 3 to 4 people, one of them was you, Pete. So when I got out of prison after my 10 years, I did very, very well for myself. And as soon as I did well for myself, the first person I thought of was him. So I went and visited him at Lithgow prison, yeah. And I said to him, remember when you looked after my sister's 21st birthday? He goes, yeah. I said to him, I have $10,000 that I have at home. I would like to pass it on to your dad. He was shocked. And he said to me, I've never had a friend in my life that has gone out of their way to come and visit me and offer me money. He goes to me, guess what, Uso? I go, what? I have a lot of people that visit me, yeah? I go, okay. And he goes, and guess what they do when they come visit me? I go, what? He goes, they ask me to hook them up with my network. This is what made me freaking freak out. Because I remember he used to get caught out for random visits, yeah? And I didn't realize when he was getting caught out for these random visits, it's because people were asking him, can you hook us up with these people in Hong Kong? Can you hook us up with these people in Macau? Can you hook us up with your network in New South Wales? And I was like, whoa, bro, this guy was getting heaps of freaking people reaching out to him. But the only time they were reaching out to him was for help. They actually weren't trying to help him. They were reaching out to him for help, you know. But when I went there, I didn't ask for anything. I went over there to offer assistance to his family. So I went there with money, you know. Obviously, like later on, I went and visited him and I asked him to help me with a certain situation, which he helped me with. But my point is, when I went there the first time, I went there and offered assistance, you know. I'm outside. I've made money and I would like to help your family, you know. And this is what real brotherhood is about, you know. Me getting outside and remembering my brother that went above and beyond for me, and I went back and gave back the love, you know. And then me turning up today and speaking to him, and then him turning around and giving me the advice that a real brother should give, yeah. And he was so right. The amount of freaking boys that we had out here spending money like it was nothing, yeah, because they were all doing crime and all making millions of dollars, but all their millions of dollars was going on drugs, alcohol, gambling, lingerie waitresses, and prostitutes. These are the 5 main things that criminals spend their money on. And while me and my brother were in there serving 10 years, I was serving 10 years at the time, he was serving 18 years, yeah? And then I went home and came back in for another 7 years. Now, the 18 years that I served and the 18 years that he served, our friends were making millions of dollars. And those 5 things that I just explained to you guys, these were the 5 things that they were spending their money on, and not even once did they even offer to give us any money while we were inside prison, or even offer to help our families when we were outside. And this is the reason why he spoke to me today like a brother, and he said to me, Uso, I cut all my friends. He goes, the only people that I speak to is my wife, my family, and 2 friends that stuck by me while I was in prison. Other than that, no one. I was like shocked. He goes, Pete, I love ya. And from the bottom of my heart, bro, I'm just telling you straight, you know, I'm your real brother. And you need to change your life completely. You have to stop being half-hearted. He's right. What can I say? You know what I mean? I am making the changes that I need to make, but I'm still being half-hearted, you know? At the end of the day, I know deep down that if someone stepped on my toes, I'm going to lay him out, because, you know, I came from that era where I don't take a backward step. But that's what my brother was explaining to me today. Also, you need to stop being half-hearted and you need to change your life completely. You know what I mean?
It's a different angle, Mikey.
And then he explained to me that he's had a lot of opportunities thrown his way as well, and he simply told them straight, I'm not going to be risk my freedom anymore for money. He goes, people who say that money doesn't make you happy. He goes, those are just poor people who are dirty at their life. Yeah. He goes, also, of course I love money. Of course I want to be wealthy. But guess what? I'm going to do it the right way. He goes, because all that dirty money that we were making in the past, he goes, it comes and goes that quick, yeah? And I go, yeah, it does. And he goes, that's because we didn't care about it. But when it's our hard-earned money, we cherish it and we make sure we invest it in the right places. This is the reason why you need to change your life completely.
Thank you, Kenny. We love you.
So, to my brother out there that I met up with today, I love you and I appreciate you all for all the kind-hearted words that you bestowed upon me today, and especially for the way that you showed real brotherly love. You didn't try to be half-hearted by saying to me, Uzo, if you got those opportunities, then make sure you just be careful. Make sure you don't talk on your phone, or make sure you be careful of the cameras, because the cameras can lip read, when you speak, put your hand over your mouth. This is what a lot of the criminals get into today. When they speak, they put their hand over their mouth so the cameras don't catch them speaking. He didn't say any of that stuff to me. He didn't say to me, bro, just be careful if you're going to get involved. Nothing like that. Everything he said to me was full, real brotherhood, love, advice. I swear to you, there's nothing else I can say to you guys except I really need to make the changes that my brother today wants me to make, And I thought that I was doing well. And it wasn't until I got put in that position where I realized, fuck me dead. I'm actually not making the changes that I should be making, I'm tippy-toeing around the changes that I have to make, So God bless the brother that are both brothers that I caught up with today, and God bless each and every one of you out there who's going above and beyond for your parents, and for those that are going above and beyond for your kids, and like I said, anyone that has an issue, or anyone that's getting on my chat talking shit, mate, get on a video call, pick a time and place, and I'm more than happy to catch up with you. If you're not going to catch up with me, then please stay in your lane and get off my chat, or do something with your life and start helping the younger generation be better men, be better women. I'm sick and tired of these few people talking rubbish on not only my live but on my inboxes, and then when I confront them, they curl up into a little ball. I need to understand that this is TikTok, yes, but this is the reason why I want to get off friggin' lives and want to start telling my stories on YouTube. That way I don't have to deal with this rubbish, and anyone that wants to watch it can go over and watch it, But it is what it is with Triggz, see, you got this friggin' idiot over here on a fake page, and if I knew who he was, he'll be laying on the ground. Anyway, my love and respects to everyone that's been watching tonight. I'm going to friggin' go live again in 2 days because I feel like I owe it to everyone, yeah? I really appreciate everyone that's showing love to my wife as well over here. Love and respects to each and every one of you. I'm going to let everyone go right now. I've got to go get out of these freaking clothes and have a shower and have some dinner. But I hope the young adults and young generation learned something from what I said tonight. And please, just remember, guys, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, yeah? I'm just telling my story with the hope that you guys learn from it. My love and respects to each and every one of you. It is what it is with Triggz. Have a good night's sleep, everyone. Take care.